Hey guys, I know you had been asking for an updated eyebrow routine because I've been changing things a little bit in the way that I do my brows daily. So I'm going to do sort of a get ready with me and also an updated eyebrow tutorial in this video. So if you want to see the outcome, just stay tuned. So to start the prep for my foundation, I'm going to be using this primer. It's NYX Angel Veil. And some people had been saying it was a dupe for Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer, but I don't believe that. Hourglass is much more expensive, has a different consistency, it's a little bit silkier. This is actually pretty thick, so I just take a little bit of that and spread it around on the old face. Since it's about 3:30 in the afternoon right now, I'm going to go ahead and use a Lumi foundation. This is L'Oreal True Match. So this is a semi-dewy finish, sort of satin finish, a little bit lighter than a matte or full coverage foundation. And if I'm doing my makeup later in the day or right before I go out at night, I don't worry about getting too shiny or greasy because I'm not really going to be wearing the makeup for a full day. So I just actually took some NYX Stay Matte setting spray and put it on a beauty blender. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of this on. You can apply this with a buffing brush if you want. I use the beauty blender first and then go over it with the buffing brush to make sure everything's nice and even. It's not super heavy coverage. You can definitely layer it to get more coverage if you have some problem spots, but I think it's better paired with a concealer to treat those instead of trying to layer this up for full coverage. It's not really what it's made for. So then I just take that brush and buff everything in under my chin. I've been having kind of a issue? I don't know, an issue. I just realized this was something that I've been doing that I didn't really notice before. So my tattoo comes pretty close to my jawline and I've been pulling my foundation down over it, and so I had this like chalky part of the tattoo and then the rest of it was bright, so I've had to like make a note to go through with the makeup wipe and clean that up when I'm done. For highlighting, I'm going to use MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. This stuff it's not very expensive. It's $20 to get one of the, it's a 9 milliliter for $20, but you only need like a little teeny tiny bit, and it's really good coverage. It's really nice to use underneath your eyes because it doesn't crease. One thing you have to do though is make sure after you dab it on is start blending out pretty quickly because it does dry a bit. Then I'm just going to use the same beauty sponge and start to work that out towards the edge of my face. I used to use this all the time for highlighting, then I ran out and just started using some other products because there's just so much stuff out there. But I bought more, hooked again. I know sometimes people will do like their eyebrows first and then their eye makeup and then do the foundation, which is, you know, a good idea if you're going to be doing an eye makeup look that has a lot of fallout. But for the highlight and contour that I use a lot of buffing and just kind of erratic motion, so I don't do my eyebrows just yet because they can kind of get thrown out of place. So now that I have highlighted, I'm going to set that with my favorite little NYX Highlight Contour Duo. Just take a little bit of the highlight on a setting brush. And you want to dab this on and not sweep so it doesn't pull any of your concealer. Alright, now that I look a little dead, I'm going to do some contouring just to warm the face back up. So I decided, since I used a liquid concealer, I'm going to use a darker liquid concealer to do my contouring. You can watch through my other videos. I have a bunch of different ways that I highlight and contour just depending on how I'm feeling that day. But I'm just going to use this little applicator one to draw on the areas that I want to contour or shadow. And you can do as much or as little as you want. I'm not gonna do a whole lot today because I'm not doing anything special, just having some friends coming over. Okay, so this is kind of the same deal. Once you have it on, you want to really start to blend it out quickly because it can dry. You can use the sponge, but I'm actually going to use the buffing brush just to get a little bit more of a natural look. So like I said, it gets kind of messy, so that's why I didn't want to do my eyebrows, because I would have just lost half a brow. So just buff this into the skin to really diffuse the color and just end up with kind of that nice glow. When you're doing it on your cheek here, you want to make sure that you're kind of buffing upwards and not pulling it all down, because you want your cheeks to look lifted and sculpted and not droopy. And then for these little tiny parts, like under my lip here, I'm just gonna use the sponge and down the sides of my nose. Oh, also, the reason that it works really well to use this type of brush is because I used this already on my foundation, so it was a little bit wet. So if you didn't do that, you want to either just pick up a little bit of your foundation to help just kind of keep the color blended, and or you can just hit it with like a setting spray and use it so it's damp and it's not just a dry brush. Okay. Okay, so now we'll blend it out for that. And you know me, I like to do a little bit more. So I'm gonna go back to my little compact here, and this time I'm picking up the bronzer on this big round brush, so just around the perimeter there, and then I'm just gonna use this to set the contour. Okay. So we're done. So at this point, this is when I switch over and start doing my brows. So I'm gonna change the camera angle so you guys can get a little bit closer up, and I will start on my eyebrows. Okay, so we're gonna start on the brows. The first thing that you wanna do is take a spoolie brush and comb it through the brow just to remove any excess product that you might have had from your foundation and concealer. I just like to make sure the hairs are all kind of going in the same direction. Just makes it easier to have a smooth line. And you know, everybody has a better eyebrow. Like this one is obviously my better one. This one is obviously not so great. It just never grows in the same way. So I tend to start with that eyebrow to make it look appropriate. And then I move over to the other side to try and match it. The way that I've been doing my brows lately is actually a mix of gel and brow powder. So this is just a cream eyeliner, dark brown from Sephora, and it's waterproof. So this works really well if you don't have any eyebrows, or if you kind of have just the beginning and the back shaved off. Using a waterproof cream product, it's really easy to handle, and then also it won't sweat off. You won't have missing eyebrows by the end of the day. So just put that on a little angle brush here. This is just one from e.l.f., you know, the Target Studio line. And I use this in the outer portion of the brow. So about halfway in, starting on the top line here. I start on the top because I like to shape the arch first and then fill in that tail end. So this is definitely more of a dramatic brow look, but I like it. It's easy to do that sort of gradient brow with this technique because you get a really nice strong dark end here, and then you can move to the front. So I'm not picking up any more product, I'm just using what's left on the brush. Okay, so now I have sort of a brow shape. It's close to this, not exact, but... And then... This is a NYX brow kit I've used to death, and I take another angle brush that's not quite as sharp in the tip. It's just a little bit more blown out, I guess. And then pick up some of that brow powder and go over the gel at the tail end, and then just with really light upward strokes start filling in the front of the brow. See it nice and full. Strong brow, kind of dramatic, but still wearable for, you know, your everyday use. And then to clean up underneath the brow or above it, sometimes I use the Benefit Stay Don't Stray Concealer primer, but I can't find it. So I'm just going to use more of the Pro Longwear on a little tiny detail brush. And this is just to really kind of clean up the shape, fix any mistakes you might have made, and just really kind of pops the brow. So just take this right underneath the brow, and then I just use my finger to blend the concealer down. And there you have an eyebrow. Okay, so brows are done. Next, I'm just gonna go ahead and put on a little bit of this blush. It's from Milani. It's peach, but it's got some shimmer to it. And again, it's all about the dabbing. You don't have to swirl everything on. I don't really have a solid plan for what I'm gonna do with my eyes right now, so let's just do a quick brown smoky. This is my Le Rock palette, unzipped. It's got some mattes and shimmers. I'm gonna take the two, sort of like a, it's hard to tell. Not as brown as it looks, but sort of purpley, and then this warm brown here. I'm just gonna mix those together and put that in my crease on a fluffy brush. So windshield wiper motion, doesn't have to be neat. Normally I'm doing this in about a 10-minute time crunch before I leave for work in the morning, so. Then I'll take a brush that's a little bit pointed, and I'm gonna pick up some of the darker burgundy down there just to swirl into the outer corner of my eyelid and up into the crease. Take a little bit of the white from the palette and just highlight right under the brow bone, which might be a little redundant since I already did it with the concealer. Whatever. And I'm just taking that same white and just pressing it onto the eyelid and over towards the tear duct. You know what? I'm gonna use that same brush. I'm gonna take a little bit of the brown and the taupe that we used on the crease, and I'm just gonna put that, smoke it out in my lower lash line. Alright, I think that's about that. Let's use some brown eyeliner. So this is just an eyeliner pencil. I'm just gonna smudge this. Again, it doesn't have to be clean. Outer corner of my lash line. And then I will take a itty bitty baby brush and just kind of smudge that out. So this is an easy way to give your upper lash line a little bit of definition and just make your lashes look a little bit thicker without having to worry about like a really nice crisp liquid eyeliner line, especially if you're just in a hurry and just want to get your face done and get out the door. Thanks, good. All right, I'm just gonna curl my eyelashes. I'm just using a translucent setting powder. This is Revlon Photo Ready, and a big fluffy brush, swirl that around. And then on this part, I'm just gonna dab to set it. And then on the cheeks, I'm actually gonna blend. Mascara, I'm gonna do the L'Oreal Shocking Extensions. The song is old as balls. Go over it with something that's got a little bit more curl. So this is the Maybelline Falsies. Alright, almost done. And then I'm just going to finish with the same setting spray that I used to moisten the beauty sponge. Where's it pointing? There it is. So you can use pretty much any lip color you want with this look. I'll grab this one. This is Revlon Color Burst Balm Stain in Honey. It smells just delightful. There you have it, finished look. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this quick little tutorial. I'm gonna try and film a little bit more, but life is crazy. Whatever, we all have excuses. But if you have any requests for looks or tutorials, just leave them in the comments down below. Give a thumbs up, subscribe, and maybe if you do that, I'll make more videos. So thanks for watching.